This car is an 86. Car's going faster than it's ever gone before, and I'll tell you that the tires are the answer.
207.713 miles an hour was Phil Kruger's first lap as he works his way now around the speedway. Phil Kruger was helping the Porsche team in testing their car and was a candidate for Rookie of the Year his first year at the Indianapolis 500. His best start here was 24th in 1986. As he flashes now down into the first turn, 9-degree, 12-minute banking, crosses that line, back out in the short chute. He's completed his second lap a full mile an hour faster. The second lap at 208.72 miles an hour. He's averaging 208.215 miles an hour.
Well, that's good speed. In fact, I think from what we've been seeing today, he better just take that speed if he can keep it going. I think the crew will be happy with it, Paul.
Well, if he takes that speed, it will put him in the middle of the fourth row ahead of Teo Bobby and Scott Atchison. With Phil Kruger, the number 97 car. Dave McLaren's the chief mechanic on that. His best finish in Indianapolis was 31st a year ago.
217 miles an hour down the back straightaway. Not bad for a 2-year-old car.
Remember, we're taking back straightaway speeds all in the same place so that we have comparison. It's not necessarily the fastest speed on the back stretch. 208.6 miles an hour the third lap. He's averaging 208.3.
Just so that people understand what you just said about the straightaway speeds too, Paul, all during the week, 230, 227, all the radar gun down the front straightaway. So it is only just a measuring stick down the back straightaway right now on the speed.
A point of reference, but a very good one. You watch the back end top just a little on Phil Kruger's machine. He has been very consistent on his straightaway speeds. And they're looking at the fourth lap. The team says go on and take the flag as Phil Kruger completes his fourth and final lap. 10 miles now complete at Indianapolis. The final lap at 207.7 miles an hour. He averaged 208.212 miles an hour. And so
that
Phil Kruger moves into a position ahead of Teo Fabi in the center of the fourth row.
Puts it well in the field, Paul. I think he should be really proud of that.
So now we are ready to find out what the possible fastest speed of the day will be. That number 5 car belongs to Rick Mears. That's his wife, Chris Bowen, just off to the right. His owner, Roger Penske. It is going through its final inspection prior to a qualification. The chief mechanic, Peter Parrott, steps across the front, his arms crossed, watching, I'm sure wondering, will this car sit on the pole? Well, we'll find out in a very few minutes. We'll be back.
Every Formula One Ferrari, every Ferrari 328, and every Ferrari Testarossa that comes to America comes on Goodyear Eagles. And only on Goodyear Eagles. Why? Because Mr. Ferrari wants it that way. Goodyear Eagles, Ferrari's choice as America's best tires.
You know, there are a lot of places where you can look for an auto part. But here's where you'll find it. Napa has parts for imports and other hard-to-find parts. So come to Napa first. We've got your part.
If you take car repairs into your own hands to save a little money, listen up. Right now, save up to $9.60 when you purchase a case of Napa oil, 2 Napa oil filters, and 2 Napa air filters. Clean up now with Napa.
Well, this doesn't look very interesting. I mean, I thought you'd have me try something a little fancier, maybe with nuts and fruit cocktail. These are nothing but flakes. It isn't at all what I expected. I like it. Oh, I get it. It's a whole new kind of cereal. Simple and back to basics, right? I like it.
Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
Corn Flakes?
Taste them again for the first time.
Today, top divers meet at the International Invitational Diving Championships. Plus, Ali Sheba and Bet Twice in the Pimlico Special. All live on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
This ABC Sports exclusive, the Indianapolis 500 time trials, have been brought to you by Miller High Life. Brewed to be smooth, never bitter. Takes time to make, time to enjoy. By AC Delco, automotive parts that don't just fit, they match. By Goodyear Eagle Tires. Goodyear, because there really is a difference. And by Quaker State Motor Oil, the big Q stands for quality. Always has, always will. Magnificent crowd here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to enjoy the run for the pole. The first of 4 days of time trials. We've seen 22 cars presented at the line. 21 have attempted to qualify, and so far we have 13 qualifying positions field. That means that we're now into the 5th row. Currently, the pole sitter is Danny Sullivan. Alongside him is Al Unser. Now the question is, will the car we're watching, which belongs to Rick Mears, will it move into the outside of this front row, displacing Mario Andretti to the 2nd row? There is the front row: Sullivan, Unser, Andretti. The 2nd row: Scott Brayton, Derek Daly, Michael Andretti. The 3rd row: Randy Lewis, Roberto Guerrero, Kevin Kogan. And the 4th row now consists of Tom Sneva, Phil Kruger, Teo Fabi, and Scott Atchison is at the moment the lone occupant in the 5th row with the slowest speed in the field at 205 miles an hour. Everybody's enjoying this race except for this lad who's taking a nap at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Some beautiful ladies. They're enjoying the race day as well here in time trials at Indianapolis. Look at that magnificent crowd that we're seeing here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Coming up next, of course, it will be the GTE Byron Nelson Golf Classic coming up from Irving, Texas in just a few minutes. But this is the moment we're watching right now. Rick Mears, look how happy he looks. He seems very pleased with himself, very confident, which is what he has been most of the month of May.
Well, he certainly has, Paul, and if everything goes well, and it should go well, Rick should easily be able to take the pole, and it's just a question about how fast will it be in everybody's mind.
All right, what is Roger Penske, the team owner, thinking? Let's go to the pits and find out.
Roger, you've talked to Danny Sullivan, who just put his car in the pole. Have the conditions changed a lot? Can Rick do it?
Well, I think the track obviously is warmer, but the car seemed to be consistent. He said he was a little bit loose off a 2, but we had made a change in the size of the right side tire before we went out a little more stagger. But it was a good, clean run, and we were going to pull out with Rick, but I think that we better not take a chance. We ran very quick yesterday with Rick's car at about 3 o'clock. It was 81 degrees, and I think there's very little wind right now. So the best thing for us to do is just have a good, clean run.
Have you changed anything on the car after talking to Danny?
Well, I think Rick made that change after this morning, knowing it was going to get warmer. So we did little things. You don't make a big change. If you do, you get yourself in trouble.
All right, Roger Penske trying to put another car in the front row here at Indianapolis. Paul?
Well, Brian Hammonds, you couldn't ask for better drama. Danny Sullivan, Al Unser, Michael and Mario Andretti have qualified. Kevin Kogan is in this field. Tom Sneva, Teo Fabi with that Porsche-powered machine. But everyone waits for this man. Certainly the man of the moment, Rick Mears. He has been the fastest throughout the practice. He has waited until the middle of the afternoon. 222.8 miles an hour is his fastest practice speed, and that turned here this morning. Well, we're obviously just a few moments away as Rick Mears puts on his earphones and gets ready to climb into the car. It is probably now 2 minutes until Rick Mears will roll away in that machine and go for his qualification run. Of course, at this point, it's all up to Rick. He can take his time. He's very, very quick, and he knows it.
He's one of the best qualifiers that we have today. He and Mario are probably 2 of the best. But don't ever let him fool you. He's not really as relaxed as it looks like on camera.
Rick Mears pulls down the fire protection around the edge of his helmet. He's already put the earphones for his two-way radio, so he will be able to talk to Roger Penske and the other members of the crew as he works his way around the track. But there's very little they can tell him other than go fast or go faster.
They'll clock him in turn 4, same place they clock the others, and they'll probably give it to him in just big figures. And hopefully for Rick, it'll be large numbers. And for us, I know we're all waiting anxiously to see, is he really going to get that 220 or above, Paul?
Peter Parrott and the crew have tuned this Penske creation to perfection as they strap him in now. Rick Ruschel leaning over Rick Mears. There's a ceremony about this. It is always the same man that snaps the belt. Each of the crew members here at Indianapolis have a little tradition. They may glance at the driver, a thumbs up, a wave, but it's very important to each of them.
They don't try to put a lot of pressure on the driver. They try to make it seem like it's just another day in practice, and it's really important. There's so much pressure on the qualifications day. I guess no matter how long people talk about it, it will never be able to be explained on why it's so important to go fast qualification day or sit on the pole.
Well, one reason is that the most races, 12, have been won from the pole position. That certainly is important.